Brian?
You haven't called me doctor since we first moved up here.
Is Jacob around?
Is there something wrong?
Something happened out on Poor Farm Road. The girl got herself killed. Jacob was seen with the girl. Oh, for crying.
Well, a movie with Liam Neeson and Meryl Streep playing together in the leading roles. Well, count me in. This is the motive I've seen the 1996 movie Before and After, which is drama and a mystery and a courtroom movie. And I was like, okay, count me in, because I've been following Liam Neeson's and Meryl Streep career. I've been watching a lot of their movies. Like I know Liam Neeson is kind of famous now for the Taken franchise and for the Phantom Menace movie, Star Wars Episode 1. But I've knew about Liam Neeson since the 90s. He played an amazing role as Oscar Schindler in Schindler's List. That movie is amazing, and I recommend to anyone who is a cinephile to watch it at least once in their life. And I've also seen him in one of his early career roles in Excalibur, where you have to be very careful and pay a lot of attention to see him when he appears in the movie. If I remember well, I think Liam Neeson in John Borgman's Excalibur, I think he's Gawain. Wait, I'll try to use my... yeah, he's Gawain. Oh my, I have a very good memory. And Meryl Streep, well, what can I say about Meryl Streep that hasn't been said before? Like, she is one of those living legend actresses that from time to time we have the opportunity to see them act and push their acting chops to the limit. One of the previous movies that I've seen with her before, from the 90s, better said from 1995, was The Bridges of Madison County, which is another movie that I was curious to see because she was playing alongside Clint Eastwood. And I was like, okay, that movie I saw, and it's a 9 out of 10, by the way. And Bridges of Madison County and Before and After have together in common that are two movies based on books that I haven't read. I didn't even know. I didn't even funny story. I didn't even know that Before and After was based on a book with the same title. I found out after I saw this movie, and I checked the IMDb, and I was like, why does this movie, this 1996 movie, has such a low score, like a 6.1? And then I saw, because it's not so faithful to the book, and a lot of people, I think, criticized the Liam Neeson's character for some of the decisions he took in the movie. What do I have to say about this movie? Well, the main plot is that Liam Neeson and Meryl Streep are married. They have two children, a boy and a girl. The boy is played by another pretty famous actor from back in the 90s, Edward Furlong. Edward Furlong, who is very famous for Terminator 2 and American History X, two also very amazing movies. The kid was or is an amazing actor. I think he was like, in my opinion, he was like the River Phoenix of the 90s, and and sadly enough, I think, Edward Furlong was 7 years younger than River Phoenix, but they were but Edward Furlong was as talented, in my opinion, as the two young departed River Phoenix. And and this movie is about that one day Liam Neeson and Meryl Streep find out that their boy is missing, and that a girl that has been brutally murdered. I would also say that the way the way you see the girl's body is pretty gruesome. I didn't expect that to have that much gruesome detail to have in this movie. And the boy is suspected to have murdered the girl because he was dating her before she died. And this movie is about what would the family do to save their son from prison. We don't know if he did the crime or not. Well, at the start of the movie, we don't know this detail, and we see, and this is the moral question that the movie tries to answer us. If it's morally right to hide evidence, to defend, to save one of your family members, and if it's a right thing to do, if you're not, if by tampering with evidence maybe you're doing even much worse to that family members of yours. So I really liked the themes of this movie, from sacrifices for the family to uh, to maybe sometimes the judicial system is correct and shouldn't be tampered with. There are also some some themes of detail of privilege tackled in this movie. And at first, I would like to say the movie throughout had a very good flow for me. I wasn't bored by it. Um, at first, the movie is like a family drama, and then it starts being a mystery movie because you want to find out if the boy really killed the girl or not. Then it becomes a courtroom drama for a moment or so, especially when Alfred Molina's character appears in the movie. He is their lawyer that they hire. And so yeah, the movie kept like a steady pace. I really liked how the movie flowed, and I'd say that it's industrially filmed. I didn't find that much detail in its filming, but still, this is an interesting detail that I want to discuss. Although this movie was from '96, the movie looked pretty good. It had like a 45 million budget. I'd say that some movies that you see today look kind of shitty because they're filmed in digital, and this movie was filmed on film, and I liked it more. Although it had like an industrial look from time to time, I mean like something that was made there just to exist. It didn't had that much artistry in cinematography. It The movie still looked good. I liked the way the movie was filmed. Also, other good points that I found about this movie was the soundtrack. The original soundtrack was composed by David Shore, if I remember. Oh no, Howard Shore. Howard Shore. And this guy was. I was so surprised to see that this composer. So if you guys are ever curious to follow composers and see what they did and the music that they composed, oh my god, I was so surprised to see that um, Howard Shore is the composer behind the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I was apparently he's a three-time Oscar winner, but also he's like the go-to guy of David Cronenberg. This guy Howard Shore has been the constant composer for David Cronenberg movies from The Fly to Videodrome to Scanners. I was like, oh my god. so some things you find out after you make you search for more details about a movie. Like, for example, the director of Before and After, Barbet Barbet Schroeder. Apparently, he was born in Tehran, Iran. He's the director of Single White Female and Barfly, another pretty amazing director. I didn't know. Yeah, and the movie had like such an interesting flow for me. This is the thing that I liked it so much. And let's talk a little about also the title. The title also presents an interesting theme that something very important happens in your life, and then you think of how your life used to be before that event and after that event. And I think some of the characters raise up an interesting question about thinking of how their life used to be after that, how their life used to be before that incident, and how it would have been without that incident. And if I were to express my personal opinion, people should never ask that question for themselves. You should never think about, oh, what would of my life been if I went to that direction, if I didn't take that right, if I went on that left. You should never ask yourself. Yeah, you should learn from your past mistakes, but never ask yourself how your life would have been if you took the other direction. That's a very interesting theme that the movie raises, in my opinion. Also, I was very surprised to be so intrigued by this movie. I'm not usually the kind of person who watches family dramas, so this, in my opinion, is kind of the higher echelon of family dramas. I usually like a lot of sci-fi and horror movies, but still I follow a lot. I follow a lot critically acclaimed movies, and this movie was as I said before, the only reason that I watched it was to see Liam Neeson and Meryl Streep act together. Apparently, this was after Meryl Streep slump back at the start of the 90s, where she couldn't get that many good roles for her, and she's an amazing actress. She plays amazingly, as always. You'll always get amazing Meryl Streep in your movies, and Liam Neeson also is an amazing actor. I'm kind of happy that Liam Neeson at the end of the 2010s started acting again in dramas, because he was one of those actors that started in drama, and the more time went by, he sought this roles that were more genre movies, more sci-fi, probably because he didn't get too much work. I don't know exactly, but still I'm happy to see Liam Neeson also in a dramatic role. All in all, I would give this movie an 8 out of 10. Thank you for listening.